So I did have an idea, guys. I got a comment, a guy named Charles, talking about the rock candy wheels. And, oh yeah, they're by far the fastest wheel. I agree. They feel so fast. Same with the Bones SPF wheels. They feel so fast. The sound is fast, but the feel is fast. And I'm gonna argue, it's mostly just that. Sound and feel. And I figured, why not try to prove that today? All right, guys, here's what I brought today. That's my kid setup on the far right with the green wheels. But what I have here is I got a 925 anti-hero board. I got the old school indies, right? The straight up original ones. And I got a 56 92A, very soft, and for my size, very small wheel. This is by far the Underdog, okay? On the blue board, it's a 925 OG bars, black label. I got Ace trucks on it, and I have a 60 millimeter rock candy, the hardest core on the market, and it's equivalent to a 104A. So from a 92 to a 104, that is a big difference. Here in the middle, this is probably my favorite ride right now. I got a 10-inch board with 10-inch gull wing trucks. And on that one, I have the 61 millimeter 97A OJ Team Rider wheels. I wasn't gonna bring this deck today, but I heard the comments. If I was just riding those two, I heard the comments. The comments were, well, that wheel's a 61 and that wheel's a 60. Those are the funny comments. And those aren't from my subscribers, you older dudes, right? Because you get over 40, you're just a little smarter than you were when you were younger. No offense, kids, you won't understand that until you're over 40. But like, there's wisdom with this gray hair, all right? And I still pull a lot of dumb stuff all the time. But you should have seen me when I was younger. Anyhow, I heard the comments. Someone was gonna say, dude, that's a 61 millimeter wheel. That 1 millimeter is gonna make a huge difference because the diameter is bigger. Ha! 1 millimeter? Yeah, right. 1 millimeter is the size of a couple of chin hairs. Not a big difference, but to silence those dudes, I brought the Underdog. If the Underdog can even remotely keep up with this high-speed demon on fire, right? That wheel's so much faster. Let's see. Let's see. But you know, the object here is to really prove it to ourselves. I've had this conversation with my engineer friend, and he's convinced they're faster. I've superimposed two runs, a softer wheel and a harder wheel, and I've already seen that they're practically the same. But there is a lot to the feel and the sound of that wheel that you're just not realizing that it's in your head. So let's get out here and see today and see if we can put an end to this. On the takeoff point, because I can't push or anything, guys, I'm gonna be rolling in right there on the top behind that skateboard off the red concrete. And I'm just gonna put my wheels over the edge and take off from there. So because I've got three totally different setups here, right now I'm warming up on the OJ 97A Team Riders. All right, that was just a warm up. I got my first warm up going on the rock candies. 104A, super, super hard. But I'll tell you what, guys, that felt way faster on the Powerflex Rock Candies. All right, here I got the Underdog. I just compared the contact batch on this 56 Richta Cloud 92A. I compared it to that of the Rock Candy 60 millimeter. It's exactly the same. This may be 1 millimeter shy, but 1 millimeter is nothing. So, whoa, dude. Boy, the turning feels really weird. All right, getting out is the issue, so. Okay, the first step with my left foot and then coming down with my left foot was tough. So I think I gotta get just the right amount of speed. Maybe come up sideways a bit. All right, so doing it like that is good. And I hate the fact that makes me look almost 50. That's bullshit. Still not enough speed to get out. Let's do one more. You know, for loving a shovel shape board, the reason I stopped riding this shape in the bowl after I have like 4 or 5 of these things is because I don't like how narrow the tail is. The Black Label OG Bars has a similar shape, but it's like a ½ inch wider on the tail, and I prefer it way more. So I'll be honest, I'm losing some comfort points already on this board. And I'll tell you this, the feeling in my head hearing a silent wheel is crappy. It'd be like trying to race in a VW Bug or something. You know, no matter what you do, no matter how fast it is you get in it, you feel like it's inferior. And that's how I feel on these wheels. The Rock Candies, clearly, they felt the best. They felt faster a lot. Like, I'm gonna say right now, stay to the end of this video and let's get my feelings when I can really get warmed up and put these setups to work. Because I have a feeling, because I've done it before, the video might tell a different story than what I'm feeling. Right now, Charles, dude, I'm with you. Those Rock Candies are smoking them all. But I think I've got a consistent line here to see if we can maybe come up with, like, I don't know, still a pretty crappy test. All right, guys, I'm gonna be honest about this right now. This sucks, okay? Even if this wheel being smaller and being a lot softer, even if this wheel was as fast as the Rock Candy, I don't want to ride it. I don't want to ride it. I don't want to ride this setup at all. This Grosso shape with a skinny tail, I hate it. I feel like my foot flows over on both sides. I don't dig it. I'm not digging these standard Indies. I don't think the problem's the Indies though. I think that the feel of this wheel is just killing it for me in the bowl. So the Underdog, it doesn't even matter. If the team rider is close in overall speed, but yet it's gonna keep you from sliding out, I don't know. Let's just see. Let's just get a couple good runs. You know what? I'm gonna do 3 runs on the team rider right now, and then I'm gonna do 3 runs on the Rock Candies. Let's see what happens. All right, so I will say this. The Rock Candy setup has some new, broke in already, but fairly new bone Swiss bearings with the blue bearing cover. All right, guys, so on the OG Team Riders, I do have the independent black bearings in this. So I got a more expensive bearing in the Rock Candy as well. So that alone Maybe that makes up for 1 millimeter larger diameter. You be the judge. Woo, that was pretty fast. That felt really good, man. Yeah, it feels fast. All right, now we're gonna switch to rock candies. Man, those things feel like they're smoking fast. I got a feeling this third one I might catch air if I want to. All right, I'm gonna say something here to this guy. All right, guys. Like I said before, rock candies, bone Swiss with the blue bearing cover. I haven't been skating the bowl in like 3 months, like really pulling sessions. And I think because I did so many of the same runs, the same pumps, I'd be cheating the OJ if I didn't end my session today on that board. I feel like it's absolutely necessary, that I may be pumping better, more used to it. At first I felt a little discombobulated. I felt a little off in there. So let me do my last run on that board, give it my best shot, and see what can happen, because I am definitely more comfortable now. I will say this, there's no wheel on the market. Well, okay, Bones SPF, I think it feels the best. But if they made a wider contact patch like the rock candy, I would like it more. I like a wider wheel, and I like the rock candy shape the best. I also like this ground finish. I mean, it feels, in my opinion, the rock candy is more grippy than the SPFs, without a doubt. So if I'm gonna ride a wheel that hard again, I'm riding this one. However, let's wait until we see if there's any real speed difference or if it's just a feel, because if it's mostly feel, then I think the safety of having something a little more secure for more of a beginner, less seasoned rider, I think the OJ is the best wheel to choose. So let's do one more run on that. This is also a bigger board. It's a 10-inch board versus a 9-inch board. It's also a 10-inch Gullwing truck versus a 9.5-inch Ace truck. So, you know, I really dig this Mission 10 truck. It's way too underrated in my book. Alright guys, now it's the time for the moment of truth. I took my last ride on the OJ Team Rider wheels and my last ride on the rock candies. I superimposed them together, starting at exactly the same place. Let's see how this goes. Maybe for once, those who see this video can understand the feeling is that the rock candies are moving faster, even though it's not really much of a difference, if any at all. All right, guys. Dude, I'm super exhausted. That's my last run for sure. Dude, I'm beat like a bald tire right now. Watch your words, Roman. I got strength. I got as much energy as this guy who forgot his wrist guards and didn't get to skate today. Was it by design? All right, recap. The rock candy wheel is more fun to skate. I like it better. There's no doubt. But if I pull a Dobart and I don't stay over the bolts well, and you know, I get a little off on a lean and I throw that board into a slip out, the rock candies, they can treat you dirty, but it's not the wheel, it's your fault, right? So I think, in my opinion, the rock candy is the best overall wheel, but I think it also depends on your skill. You know, you gotta be seasoned enough of a rider to be able to really safely navigate a wheel like that. It also depends what you're doing, you know. You're not gonna pay me to try rock and rolls on rock candies or Bones SPF. It's just not happening. If I'm doing that trick, I want the biggest, widest, grippiest wheel I can use to do that, because I slide out all the time on that trick. So, sweat is unbelievable. But in me doing this video, I was kind of trying to debunk the idea that those wheels are so much faster, only because I've done it before in a video. The rock candies feel the best. I like them. So if I'm staying under the coping, I'm doing like slash grinds, and I'm doing double truck, carving grinds, front side and back side, and that's basically the stuff I'm doing. For me, I'm riding rock candies, no doubt. I think the rock candies better when they edge up against the coping too, because they're harder, they slide off easier. A softer wheel gets a little more grippy. And if you're just doing double truck grinds, you don't want any grip. You know, you don't want any grip at all. So doing stand-up grinds and trying to learn rock and rolls and maybe trying to do some other tricks in the bowl, I feel like the OJ Team Rider 2 is the best. But it doesn't feel the best. So let's see what happens. I got a feeling the speed is gonna be no different, or maybe this much. So I think it comes down to riding style. And Charles, if those wheels fit your riding style, boom, man, more power to you. They're super sick. I love them. I totally love them. I wish they made them in colors though. If they brought them out, watch, the universe is always ticking my way. They're probably going to come out with colors: black, red, green. Make those three. I'll be in on them. I'll start skating them full time again if they do that. But today was a success. I virtually felt no real pain from skateboarding, okay? I might have felt a little bit from walking up this little stair I'm sitting on, this little bank, leaning over to pick up the board, you know. It showed me that it was still there, but I didn't strain it. It didn't hurt it, and I was able to skate. So I'm back, right? I'll be in here, and I'll be working on double truck grinds. I really need to get that front side double truck grind. So I'll be diving in on that, and diving in, bad word to use. I don't want to use words like diving in. I mean, here I am skating a bowl or a pool, and I'm using words like diving in? Nah. Stop that. But anyway, guys, it's good to see you again on a new video. Thanks for putting up with my inactivity. You know, I've worked super hard on this channel, and sometimes the only indicator we get is by our subscribers, and there's so many that come and go, and I get it, I understand. But man, it's hard for us YouTubers. Sometimes that's the only positive feeling we got, is to be like, oh, I still got some subscribers. Even though subscribers don't mean a hill of beans. When it comes down to monetizing, it's all about views there. So, but I love y'all and I want to keep you. So if you guys can hang around through this lull, you know, I'll be out of this in no time. I'm out of this today. I'm already out of this today. I just need to believe it here. So that might take a week or two. But I'm getting better by the second. And but that's not what Jesus said. Believe that you've received when you pray. Not like after you pray, or not like pretty soon after you pray, but when you prayed. So just marinate on it. All right, guys. Later. Thank you, Jesus!